This is going to be a good question. All right, John. So what are the most common mistake that student pilots make in their training?
They don't study enough. And I'm just as guilty of it. One of my very good instructors is a very good friend of mine now named Stephen Frisch, who is still a check airman at Westwind. He would look at me during my instrument training and say, dude, you got to study more. And I was working and I always had an excuse. And it only lasted for such a long time before he threatened to switch me to another instructor. And I didn't want to do that. I had a really good rapport with him. And that's one of the times where the instructor kind of takes the reins and says, hey, you're not going anywhere. We need to fix this, or you need another instructor. And he kind of had one of those come to Jesus talks and said, hey, you're spending this kind of money. It's going to cost you this amount of money if you continue on this track. And as soon as that happened, there wasn't a day where I wasn't at the hospital, at work, when the patient's on bypass, and I'm waiting for the patient to come off bypass, and we're sitting there doing nothing, and I'm reading a book. I'm up there with the anesthesiologist, and I'm teaching him what I know just to re-solidify that information I've been taught the day before, teaching him how to do holds, intercepting and tracking a radial or bearing. That really was a pivotal moment, and I kind of digressed. The biggest mistake I see them do is they spend too much money and they think it's easy, and it's not. If we as instructors have to spoon feed the kid, if I have to just keep giving it to you and give it to you all the time, you're never going to learn it, and it's going to cost you potentially a third, if not half more.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 10 to 15 for a private. You're talking 30 if you really just don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, and to add to that, like, everyone thinks that learning to fly is the getting in the airplane part.
No.
And it's not. There's a lot of learning that goes on with it. So when they say, what's the biggest mistake? Like John pointed out, I think a big mistake that student pilots do make is not preparing adequately.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
preparing on the book side of things, because learning that stuff will definitely get you ready
Yeah.
for the flying portion of it.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I came from a medical background, and I had a lot of training to do what I did. And I never thought I could be a pilot and even get to where I was at because of how long it was taking. And I finally just said, hey, you know what? Let's just read the books. Let's start getting used to this. And I would just keep your nose in the book.
Yep. Study, guys.
Yeah.
Study.
Study.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video, and we hope you liked that clip from our last live stream. We're going to be recording live streams once a month from here on out and cutting some of those into more digestible pieces or clips and releasing them on the channel once a week. So make sure to head on over to our channel page to check some of our other clips out and subscribe while you're there so you don't miss any of the new ones. Anyways, share aviation wherever you can, and we'll see you in the next one.